for a deep, clean feeling that lasts. New Nivea Men Deep Antiperspirant. Nivea Men. It starts with you. Official sponsor of Real Madrid.
This is NTV.
Good evening and welcome to NTV Weekend Edition. It is the 29th day of November 2020 and we have a lot we've lined up for you tonight. But first, here are some of our top stories. Tonight, 711 new infections and 7 new COVID-19 deaths amid concerns about Africa's readiness to roll out a vaccine.
We are doubling down on planning and preparation, because this will make or break this unprecedented endeavor.
Also, can the continent move up from the end of the coronavirus vaccine queue? Also tonight,
70% of the parents don't know what's happening or what their children are doing online.
A deep dive into the challenges of parenting in the digital age. Plus, all on board the BBI train.
Na hakika ile sahihi tunahitaji milioni moja, tutapata na tutapitisha.
Well, there's still no bridging the divide. And this is where some are drawing the line.
Provincial administration are being used not only to drum support for this unconstitutional process, but also to collect signatures.
And also tonight, no longer breaking bread together.
The Nairobi churches are breaking away from the administration of the Methodist Church in Kenya, head office.
The broken bones in the Methodist Church as the institution nears breaking point.
This is Weekend Edition with Zeynab Ismail.
Well, thank you for joining us. On the sign language interpretation tonight is David Agondoa. Well, tonight 711 more people have tested positive for the coronavirus, raising the national caseload to 83,316. Well, the latest positive cases are from a sample size of 6,672 tested in the last 24 hours. Well, 7 more people have succumbed to the virus, raising the death toll to 1,452. And there are now 1,262 patients admitted at various health facilities across the country, with 68 patients currently in intensive care units. While 576 people have, however, recovered from the disease, 469 from the home-based care program and 107 from various hospitals countrywide. The total number of recoveries now stands at 54,974. Nairobi recorded 190 new cases, Mombasa 88, Nakuru 78, Kitui 30 and Machakos 28 cases. Well, efforts are underway to get a COVID-19 vaccine to those who need it most as soon as possible. And when it comes to Kenya, it may cost you 1,000 shillings to get vaccinated against the COVID-19. But before a full rollout of the vaccine takes place, countries need to be prepared. And according to the World Health Organization, most African countries have not set out a clear roadmap on how to manage a vaccination drive. Eunice Omolo explains why Africa isn't quite ready and what this could mean for the continent.
The largest immunization drive in Africa's history is right around the corner, and African governments must urgently boost their readiness. The World Health Organization Africa is targeting 20% of the over 1.3 billion population on the continent.
So we are doubling down on planning and preparation because this will make or break this unprecedented endeavor.
But the WHO says only 3 in 10 African countries are ready to deploy a COVID-19 vaccine, the target being 80%. Close to 50% of countries have identified their priority populations for vaccination and have plans in place to reach them. 44% have coordination structures in place. Only 24% have adequate plans for resources and funding. 17% have data collection and monitoring tools ready. And just 12% have plans to communicate with communities to build trust and drive demand for immunization. Currently, Africa has reported over 2 million COVID-19 infections and about 50,000 deaths since the onset of the pandemic on the continent.
And as I was saying, here in the region, the curve is once again trending upwards a little bit as we head into the holiday season when people will travel.
The World Health Organization estimates the cost of rolling out a COVID-19 vaccine to priority populations in Africa will be around $5.7 billion or about 627 billion Kenya shillings. That's almost equivalent to the cost of building 2 SGRs. This cost is based on the WHO COVID vaccination facility that estimates the average vaccine price at around $10 per dose, with a 2-dose regimen expected to be needed.
Also key logistical and financing gaps where international solidarity will be imperative.
The University of Oxford and its partner announced on Monday that it was seeking regulatory approval for the vaccine after it showed an average of 70% effectiveness. The rates jumped to 90% when an initial half dose followed by a full dose was given. Eunice Omolo, NTV.
On to politics now, and ODM leader Raila Odinga insists the quest to change the constitution is unstoppable, saying he is confident the target of more than 4 million signatures is achievable. Meanwhile, politicians allied to the handshake principles are wary that the deputy president could be blowing hot and cold on the unity agenda. NTV's senior political affairs reporter Kennedy Mureithi has more details.
Political figures allied to President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga are now warning Deputy President William Ruto against setting any fresh conditions for supporting the BBI. For 2 consecutive days, the DP has fallen short of declaring outright support for the document fronted by President Uhuru Kenyatta and Odinga, only saying he was happy his views had been accommodated. However, his lukewarm reception to the document is inviting condemnation.
Hatuna shida, wewe tunaukaribisha, wewe ni kiongozi wetu katika nchi yetu, lakini kwa sababu umeamua kupelekea mkondo mwingine tutakushinda tu kiroho safi. Kawaida sisi lazima tutakushinda kiroho safi.
Deputy President amesema ameona anataka kusupport Rais Uhuru Kenyatta, boss wake. Na tumeshukuru sana, amesema anataka kusupport. Sasa tunataka kumuona akienda akiweka saini, lete watu wote watangatanga waeke saini ili Kenya yetu tuweze kwenda mbele.
ODM leader Raila Odinga, who held discussions with a host of Muslim leaders in Mombasa, expressed confidence that the country would adopt the document, insisting it was the panacea to the country's troubles.
In any democracy, there will be those who will be supporting and those who will be opposing. That is their democratic rights. You cannot force people to support any idea. What you can do is to try to persuade them.
Raila spoke as those supporting the bid to change the constitution championed the collection of signatures in different parts of the country.
BBI sasa inasema pesa ya county assembly itakuwa tofauti. Watakuwa na budget yao. Wakae na pesa yao wenyewe, ikikuja ikichelewa watapigana wenyewe.
So we have decided to devise our own system, which is a hybrid system. That is a combination of the presidential system, whereby we elect the president, who is the chief executive of the country, and we also have the prime minister, who will be doing the parliamentary duties, and then of course we have members of parliament who will become ministers.
In Rift Valley, the process took off to a faltering start as champions in Elgeyo Marakwet had to postpone collection of signatures as residents gave it a wide berth, led by Governor Alex Tolgos. Kennedy Muredi, NTV.
Well, even as former Prime Minister Raila Odinga claims that nobody can stop reggae, some key figures have come out swinging against the BBI report, terming it as illegitimate. While NARC Kenya Party leader Martha Karua and former Chief Justice William Mutunga are now calling for the protection of the 2010 Constitution and the rejection of the BBI report. Gina Kirori has more.
The needle scratch on the BBI record may just be picking up momentum as those opposed to it, such as NARC Kenya Party leader Martha Karua, have termed it as a creature of the March 2018 handshake between President Uhuru Kenyatta and former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, and one that is not for the people.
People's initiative cannot come from the state, cannot be organized using public resources.
Karua has also termed the BBI report as unconstitutional, as the 2010 Constitution only calls for two processes when initiating its amendment, that is, either by a state-led initiative or through Parliament. Uasin Gishu's woman rep also terms it unconstitutional.
The BBI task force has no mandate under the Constitution to delimit electoral boundaries.
Karua's sentiments are backed by former Chief Justice William Mutunga, who in Mathare area earlier today stated that the BBI is an agenda that is being driven by political powerhouses.
Since 1963, have been a center of the alliances and handshakes and dividing the people, making people fight.
The former Chief Justice adds that young people should be at the center of decision-making, but have been ignored throughout the process and are still underrepresented in the report.
The chiefs and the provincial administration are being used not only to drum support for this unconstitutional process, but also to collect signatures.
This is my address to young people, because, you know, my generation really has failed in terms of that aspect. It's because you have to realize that within 10 years you might not have a country.
The proponents of the 2010 Constitution argue that the focus should be on its implementation and not in trying to kick it to the curb to put the BBI report in place, with some even taking a more parental role towards a 10-year-old document.
I've compared the Constitution 2010 as a beautiful baby that all of us collectively gave birth to, okay? But we handed over this baby to the dares.
Gina Kirari, NTV.
And away from politics, well, raising a minor, more so teenagers in the 21st century, is fast becoming a major headache for parents and community leaders. That hundreds of teenagers have been arrested in the last few weeks alone, consuming drugs and engaging in risky, indecent sexual behavior, is a manifestation of how trends in popular culture and technology may be inducting and exposing youth to illegal and harmful activities early on. Well, Leila Mohammed sets the pace for our discussion on raising teenagers in the digital age.
The story of a teenage KCPE candidate awaiting mental assessment before appearing in court to face murder charges reads like a paragraph lifted from a fiction story. The reality that the 14-year-old from Kamuyu, Machakos County faces after being arrested for strangling a 15-year-old girl she considered a rival in a reported love triangle. The incident coming at a time when police are investigating separate cases involving at least 242 minors arrested in the last week alone, partying, smoking, drinking and engaging in sex orgies.
Ninasihi viongozi wa kanisa kama mimi tusimame pamoja na kile ninasema huenda tukawaharibu watoto wetu.
Inside a public hall in Kayole, Doreen Kirote, a social worker, leads a mentorship session involving teenage girls. Sessions like this have been necessitated by trends in errant and risky behavior, which sociologists say is a result of external pressure.
kitambo tukigrow up, watoto walikuwa ni, yani it's a collective responsibility ya jamii. So if we join all of us together, we can help these people.
But gone are the days when parenting was strict and a community affair. In the era of advanced technology and social media, keeping up is a tall order for parents.
The study that was done some time back by some guys called Kaspersky Lab, and they found that about 70% of the parents don't know what's happening or what their children are doing online.
As technology moves from the traditional to the more complicated and sophisticated, so does the danger that lurks behind these gadgets, as experts now say. And for many parents, experts also believe that there is a need for them to keep up with the Joneses and be able to be abreast with technology as it moves along.
These gadgets have parental controls. We parents, first and foremost, we have to know them. Number two, we have to apply them. From the inception, we give them inoculations or vaccinations. We also need to give our children psychological vaccinations, such that if they are vulnerable to this information, and then therefore they are able to manage, they are able to repel.
But in a country with over 90% penetration of mobile phone subscription, online predators are always on the prowl for easy prey.
Even before COVID-19, globally, it's estimated there were 750,000 predators, people looking to engage children and exploit them online. The figures that we know in that cybercrime unit, the Child Protection Unit, October of last year, 2019, to October of this year, there have been over 8,000 cases that have been identified by the unit to have some element of child abuse and exploitation. But there are those they call severe cases. And those severe cases, they have been able to filter that, and it's about 560 for Kenya.
We realize that the predators online are engaging children online. Either they send cookies so that when the children are like or click onto them, they are automatically connected to, they get details of the children.
The Global Threat Assessment 2019 shows that online child offenders seek new ways of sharing content as disguised websites that is harmful to minors. DCI is actively investigating at least 500 cases, some of which may have originated from beyond the country's borders, popped up on devices and circulated locally.
We have connected to that organization in the US called NCMEC, National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. And what they do is when they receive reports from social media on child-related abuse materials, we get the reports related to Kenyan domain through their database. And from the same channel, we have realized that there is an upsurge of cases, and at the moment we get around 300 cases in a month.
DCI is also in pursuit of online groups believed to have been involved in the disappearance of several girls in Komarak Estate, the agency advising parents and minors to be on the lookout.
Don't share inappropriate pictures of yourself to someone, even if you know that the person receiving the picture is someone you trust, you know very well. At some point, it can leak to another person. And when it gets into a wrong hand, it affects. Even that most trusted person can use it at some point against you.
We need to talk to our adolescents, we need to talk to our children about appropriate usage. And when I talk about appropriate usage, there's something very interesting. One of the things that people don't know is that with these, pictures and videos and texts that we send out there, most of the time they become part of our digital footprint for life.
But most parents are also actively engaged in time-consuming economic activities.
Watoto wengi wamerefuka, hata wanapanga mambo yao kisiri na wanaenda kufanya mambo yao. Hiyo jambo kama mzazi inaniuma sana. Hiyo jambo kama mwalimu inaniuma sana, kwa sababu sisi kama walimu tunaaibika. Ile maadili mema ambayo tunafundisha watoto wetu yanaendelea kudidimia.
Then there is the role of religious institutions and elders in raising young, curious minds, now seemingly overtaken by trends.
You can't teach somebody whereby you don't have that knowledge. So number one is the religious leaders themselves, they have to have proper knowledge to impart that knowledge to others.
And such is raising a teenager in the age of technology and pop culture, an ever-shifty battle between modernity on one side and morality on the other. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
Well, that report there by Leila Mohammed will be setting our tone after we come from a break on a conversation around teenagehood and the 21st century. And I have 4 brilliant teenagers will be engaging in just a moment, just to give us their perspective on what they feel. Do they feel understood? Do they feel misunderstood? And really, what do they feel is the way forward to probably addressing these issues? And because this is quite important, their voice is certainly and equally important in the discussion as well. We'll be taking a break, but don't go far, because we'll leave you with shots from the Yellowstone National Park in the United States. It's an unusual and unique place, and this is our moment of calm tonight.
Fresh Fry Premium Cooking Oil now has a new look and an advanced spout and seal. Triple refined, zero cholesterol and natural vitamin E. Fresh Fry, always heart friendly. Now it's even more cooking friendly. Fresh Fry, the premium cooking oil for healthy living.
Garden of Joy by Optivan is a gated community that's only 7 minutes from Koma Town, Kangundo Road. It comes with a beautiful gate, chain link fence, internal Maram roads, solar street lights, a borehole and an elevated tank for steady water supply. What's more, title deeds are ready. Get your value-added plot today by cash or through our installment plan. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Optivan Limited, the pay-setters in real estate.
Kuchukua selfie ni kuchukua control ya future yako. Buy an Quick or Insti HIV test kit from your local pharmacy or through MyDawa. Hurry and get yours today at 150 Kenya shillings for a limited period of time. To talk to someone on how to use the test kits or interpret the test results and what to do next, call 1190. Amua kujua. Chukua selfie.
So vile nasema, wacha nikubatie statistics. Niko na gamia 1,500. Tunakuwa drapo gamia na kuwa 6,000. 2,000 natengeneza leather, natengeneza viatu, wallet, kibeti, nauza hapa, na batia wewe 50%. Wacha niweke credit nikupigie.
Namna gani wewe? Hii mambo ya kuishiwa na credit kila saa? Come on. Nunua hiyo simu ya Vodafone. Calling fiber to fiber is 0 shillings per minute. And it is not expensive. Only 2,999 Kenya shillings.
Alo hali wa. Hata fadhali hiyo credit ikae ninunue simu basi.
Faibika leo na Vodafone for only 2,999 Kenya shillings. It will always be free to call fiber to fiber.
Beginning of the year, nobody knew about this pandemic. Sometime in March, people started realizing that this is a problem. China, which is the largest producer of masks, with orders from all over the world, could not supply, and the prices shot up 100 shillings. At that time, when such an incident happened, everybody has to come together, like Equity Foundation came and saying, let's try and help. They said this is what they require, give us a pricing, and eventually they started distributing to all the hospitals. We imported 20 machines to make 200,000 masks a day. In the first week of April, we were producing about 150 to 200,000 masks a day. Currently, we are producing over 500,000 a day. At 6, 7, 8 shillings a mask. Equity Foundation has done a phenomenal job. They put the producers, the suppliers, and the people who are using it together Right now, if you go to any hospital, in Mararal, Marsabit, Lamu, all the hospitals, everywhere, everybody's got PP.
I adore you with all my heart, but I simply can't love you like you deserve to be loved, so it's over. A relationship with Geronimo is impossible. First, because he is a friend of Matias. And then he is Roberta's suitor, you know that.
Don't you realize I cannot possibly love the woman who caused my brother's death?
What's this? Careful with the stitches.
Good afternoon.
Istiqbal is now in Kenya. We are the voice for quality, colorful, innovative, and functional home furniture with presence in 92 countries worldwide. Celebrate our end-year sale of 50% off.
Well, thank you so much for staying with us. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition. Now, the teen years are among the best years of our lives, some would say. But the years are also among the most complex, filled with new emotions, new energy, new discoveries, and even new decisions. While some teens mature into great individuals during this time, some tend to lose their path and go astray. Well, tonight, we delve deeper into the teenage mind to understand both the challenges and opportunities these young adults face in our fast-moving world. And joining me tonight is 15-year-old Meshak Melau, who's joining me via phone, 14-year-old Tyra Angel, 15-year-old Melody Tamasha, and 14-year-old Amon Kiprotich via Zoom. Well, thank you, young ladies and young gentlemen, for joining me tonight. And I'll just get right into it. You know, as teenagers, your voice is equally important in a discussion that certainly revolves around you. And I'll begin with what has been happening. You know, we're witnessing a worrying trend among young people your age right now who are allegedly lured to parties involving alcohol, drugs, and such things. And as teenagers, is there pressure? This is my first question. Is there pressure to be part of this new, YOLO movement, you only live once movement? I'll begin with you, Amon. What do you think?
Hi, first of all. And I'm joining from my school, the computer lab to be specific. And my thoughts are, these years, children of our age are mostly driven by peer pressure, which makes them feel that they need a sense of validation, which is readily provided by social media. That is, so every like they get, it makes them feel validated, accepted. So they get addicted to that. They keep on going on and on and on, which leads them to do things that aren't really acceptable in society, like engaging in drugs, immature sexual abuse. And it really spoils what parents have planned, the people they're bringing up in society. It really messes up what they wanted to bring up. So that is my view, and I hope I can speak a lot more about it tonight.
Indeed, Amon. Before I let you go, I just wanted you to give us, from your own personal perspective, as a teenager, do you sometimes feel the pressure to be part of, this wild world, Let's go and party, let's do this peer pressure, external pressure. Personally, have you experienced that?
Yes, because it's sort of a movement of digitalization of the world. So of course, a person of my age would want to feel included in such a change of how the world really inaendelea. Because you can imagine no sensible child who has access to social media or any other platform like that involves the internet would really want to stay behind or lag behind. So yes, personally, I've felt that pressure to be in that sort of movement, to be connected with the others.
Yeah. All right. And I will definitely get back to you on how you've managed to handle that. I'd also like to get Tyra as well on this discussion. Tyra, have you ever personally felt the pressure to be part of it, to be part of the YOLO movement?
First of all, greetings to you all. My name is Tyra, and I'm also a philanthropist who helps the needy through charity projects. About me undergoing teenage difficulties, yes, I have, because when you're a teenager, you always want to try and fit in. You always want to try being like. You always try to be like the others, because if you're not, sometimes you might feel isolated from other people. So personally, I can say I have, because I can't say I've actually done the things that people have wanted me to do, because I spread my word that someone needs to like stand with their answer. If it's a no, it's going to be a no, and if it's a yes, it's a yes. So I pitch as I pitch my word, I also have to lead by example. And also I can't say that I have done what other people have told me to do, but I can say when you do not do what they tell you, you can feel isolated. Like I have undergone bullying about my skin color, which is racism, and it has not been a very good experience. But at the same time, I can't tell someone to do something because everyone is telling them to do it. I think that as a teenager, you need to know your stand and you need to stick by your lane. And about your mistakes that you make, I personally say one mistake that some people might misunderstand, that if someone makes a mistake, that is who they are. I can't say a mistake is who you are, or it portrays who you are. I think mistakes are there to be made, and that is why there's always room to change and become a better person in the future.
All right, brilliant, brilliant. Just 14 years, and you say you've faced bullying. We'll get to that in a moment. Also, let me get Melody as well. Melody, your personal perspective on this, this external pressure and from peer pressure. Have you experienced it yourself?
Yes, personally, I have experienced peer pressure, because I won't lie to you, peer pressure is really, you feel the pressure to do things that you don't want to do, but because your friends are doing it, you want to do it. In school, there's a lot of peer pressure just because your friend, let's say, is skipping class, and you're like, yeah, why not? What's the worst that could happen? So yeah, peer pressure is real, and yeah, yes.
All right. And lastly, Meshach, thank you for also joining us. You're just also 15 years old, and there's a lot of pressure, as everybody's talked about, bullying. Maybe you can just give us, while pinpointing for us, maybe personal experiences that you've gone through that probably or not have found yourself on the wrong side of, of the law, if I might say so, or the morality that we are used to.
Okay, first of all, I'm privileged to be here, and I'm really grateful. And based on the peer pressure, yeah, I've got to have an experience like, from where I come from, drug abuse has become something rampant. It has become something like, let me say, our daily bread. Like, I used to go to church, but they influence me, some of them, they even call me a church boy. Sometimes they ask you, from Nigani, and then you feel left out. You feel like you are nobody in the society. Sometimes you feel like, should I also use the drugs or not? It's too tough to cooperate, because I also feel like I'm alone, but I also like being the influencer sometimes.
All right. Now, you've talked about something very interesting. Unaulizwa, form ni gani? What can you do? Join us, for a meeting. Join us for, a party outside there. But you remember, you also have parents and you also have guardians. So then you find that most or some of the teenagers will go astray and will end up making excuses to actually go for these parties. Like, for example, what we've been saying in the media reports that we've seen. So again, I'll go back to you, Amon. Have you felt that as a teenager, you have not been understood as a teenager, and you feel like maybe you don't have a person you can trust to tell your issues, and you feel like, you know what, I need to hang out with my peers, they probably understand me better, or maybe You know, and this comes from, you know, even your peers that you hang out with, and they say, you know what, I'd rather go and party, and I'd rather go and do this and this and partake in this and this because these guys, I trust them. But do we have people we trust? Do you have a person you trust to tell the issues that you go through as a teenager?
To be sincerely honest, speaking of people who we can trust, children of my age, our parents, you wouldn't expect the new normal children are making for themselves, the one where we understand each other the way you're saying. You don't expect parents to conform to such a thing. Parents becoming cool, I guess. We don't really believe such a thing can happen. So we always resort to going back to our friends who we believe are the people for us, people who get us, people who are like us. Like, huwezi fikiria mzazi at how should I put it? They won't get what's in your mind. When you talk your mind, they don't get you. And that is why most of the things we do always go part and parcel with our age mates. And that is why people pair with people, bad or good, so long as they think this person is of my age. And if he or she thinks so, it is for the best for me. And that is why a lot of people of my age may think that, hey, if John, my classmate, can do so and so and so, and my parent says no, John is more of me. John is more like me. My parent is of the days of old, the old brooms that seem not to sweep clean. So, yes, a person may tend to follow the path of a person of the age.
All right. Thanks, Amon. Look, we're going to come back. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, I'd like us to think about social media. No, social media has its upside. It also has its downside, but it also has a huge, huge impact on teenagers, and especially now in the digital era. That's what we'll be discussing in a moment. Let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
Kuchukua selfie ni kuchukua control ya future yako. Buy an Oraquick or Insti HIV test kit from your local pharmacy or through My Dawa. Hurry and get yours today at 150 Kenya shillings for a limited period of time. To talk to someone on how to use the test kits or interpret the test results and what to do next, call 1190. Amua kujua. Chukua selfie.
Sona moja imetengenezwa kwa njia spesheli ili kupambana na maumivu kwa haraka. Sona moja ina aspirin kama kiungo. Sona moja, kitulizo kamili. Maumivu yakizidi, pata ushauri wa daktari.
Honestly, babe, what is chai bila maziwa?
I know, darling. Like in this lactose-free milk. Is it even real milk?
Why don't you ask the expert? Me! Gold Crown lactose-free milk is 100% natural cow's milk. The only difference is that the lactose in the milk has already been broken down, making it easier to digest. So no more funny feelings in the tummy.
Wow! And it tastes just like regular milk.
Because it is. And you've heard it from the cow's mouth.
What a relief. Thank you, Gold Crown.
If regular milk makes you feel uncomfortable, try Gold Crown lactose-free milk. Milk that loves you.
For a better tomorrow, don't forget to do the 1, 2, 3 with Colgate every night.
Dirt and germs shouldn't get in your way. Carex hand wash, your trusted antibacterial protection, cleans, cares, and protects you and your family for life's little adventures. Say yes to life.
through Equity Group. The first batch of PPEs has been distributed to all the counties. They really feel that support from Equity because they didn't know where the protective gear will come. They are really appreciative about it.
Equity. Bega kwa bega.
Every time Gran arrives, she always has a small reward for her.
I made this for you today.
Ah, thank you, my baby. It's so beautiful.
Wow!
She's happy, and I trust it because it's made with milk and other carefully controlled ingredients without any colorings or preservatives. Care has been taken to make it. I love to see her happy because it meets her taste and fantasy. Kinder Joy, my trust, their joy.
From far with you. I even gifted you a magnificent house. Rosa, it's the thought that counts. Please help me.
When it comes to fever, you need to be both. Panadol Baby and Infant starts to work on fever in 15 minutes and is gentle on the tummy. Panadol Baby and Infant, tough on fever, gentle on your child.
Well, thank you for staying with us. You're watching NTV Weekend Edition, and I am with 4 brilliant teenagers. We're talking about, the issues that teenagers are facing and the pressures that they are also facing in this new digital era. And we're talking about social media at this point, and it is a huge part of our lives at this point. Now, I'll go to you, Tyra. Tyra, do you access, and what is the level of accessibility to the internet do you have? How many times do you have a certain limit to the amount of time that you're accessible to the internet? And do you feel like there is this need to be part of, the social media life at this age?
I'll begin by defining what's peer pressure. Peer pressure is the direct influence of people by age set or a certain age group. By an age set or an age group, I mean the peers. So I personally say that I can't say I've gone through peer pressure so much because but at the same time I can say I have through social media. And the apps that are mostly used can be Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and TikTok. Because I think and WhatsApp, those are the 5 main apps that most children and also adults are addicted to. So I can say that I know how to manage my time on social media because before, when I was around 11 to 12 years, my mom used to decide to give me a time limit on my phone. But since I got used to that, even sometimes when I just look at my phone, I just get tired of it. I didn't used to use it all the time. But when I was around 11 to 12 years, my mom used to give me a time limit with it because she used to say if I get too addicted to social media, I'll start doing some other things that are unnecessary. And that time I didn't understand her. That time I thought she was just trying to take the phone for me not to talk to my friends, for me not to call my friends and talk to them. But now I actually understand why she's doing what she I understand what all she was doing. And my advice that goes to parents is you just need to tell your child everything. You shouldn't be afraid of telling your child that in social media you're going to find people selling drugs and then they start selling to you, start trying to make you take them in social media. You're going to start taking nude pictures of yourself or with unnecessary clothes and showing off your body to other people. I just think that parents should actually tell their child how the world is, because if the children go outside and know how the world is by themselves, they get to be curious about some things and they try out things that are not good or necessary to them.
All right. And on that note, Melody, do you feel like as a teenager you have the right role models a right role model for you and maybe even for your peers in this era of social media? And how much time do you think you spend on social media? Do you think you're addicted, and is it healthy for you?
Say social
Well,
media is healthy for you.
Personally, I don't think I'm addicted to social media. And about role models, I don't think we have the right role models right now, because there's so much going on in social media, so much bad things going on that you feel pressured to do them. And I don't think that's the right path for another teenager to follow, because some teenagers are doing this and you're like, yes, I want to do this. And I don't think that is the right path. I'm not addicted to social media, yes. I'm not addicted to social media because there's always a time limit for me. Yes, there's a time limit for me.
All right. Let me get to Meshach now. Meshach, and it's quite unfortunate that we're running out of time. I would just like to get your also personal perspective on this, and maybe as your last, sentiments. What do you feel as a teenager you would like to tell an adult out there watching in terms of understanding the challenges that you people face?
Okay, so what I'd like to say is that first of all, the adults, they should act as their role models. Like recently, I was addicted to social media. I can't lie on that. And it was through social media that I was getting to hear the gengetons, and they advertise that taking drugs, it's not something big, like having a girlfriend, doing sex, it's something common. And it was almost influencing me. It was just by good luck or by God's grace that somebody got to talk to me, and then he transformed my life by telling me garbage in is garbage out. I got to talk with a person, and at least I am now hooking up myself with people of great and good influence.
All right. Thanks, Meshach. Now, I feel like there's so much we could have discussed, but we've run out of time. But this is where we're going to end the conversation right now. Of course, we'll pick it up as we continue. And we'd also like to engage our viewers on social media on what they feel about this topic and way forward as well. We'd also like to have the voice of the teenagers in this discussion as well. With me was Meshach Melau, just 15 years old, Tyra Angel, 14 years old, Melody Tamasha, 15 years old, and Amon Kiprotich, who's 14 years old. Thank you so much, young gentlemen and ladies, for joining me for this discussion. Now, we'll be taking a short break, and when we come back, we'll be telling you a lot more on what is happening. Now, this one, in fact, should make you chuckle, but also say, oh, because more than 100 babies faced off in a traditional crying sumo ring. The babies are pitted face to face and expected to cry. It is an annual event believed to bring infants good health in Japan. Clearly no fun for those little ones. This was, of course, before the COVID-19 pandemic. Stay with us. We'll be back soon.
With the Stay Soft refill, saving money is as easy as snip, pour, mix with water, and shake. Stay Soft refill. It's 2 liters of Stay Soft for up to 30% less. Beat sensitivity pain fast with Sensodyne Rapid Action for clinically proven relief in 60 seconds.
Light it up, dynamite. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. Light it up like dynamite. This is shining through the city with a little fucking soul. Light it up.
Nestle Ceravita with Grain Smart, a smart combination of vitamins, iron, and minerals that gives children the nutrients they need for a great start for school. New Nestle Ceravita with Grain Smart, also available in a small affordable pack.
Kila siku unapokaza mshipi, unapozidi bidii, unapoongeza maarifa ya kuimarisha maisha, unapoongeza nguvu ya kukusongeza mbele, unaposherehekea na kuwakaribisha wengine kufurahia nawe, unapojijenga kibiashara na kuonyesha penzi lako, unga unaozaidisha uko papo hapo, kuzaidisha utamu wa maisha kwa kila namna, kila mara. Familia ya Ajab imeongezeka ili uzidishe mapishi. Mambo ni Ajab.
LAP Fund is a defined contribution retirement benefit scheme catering for employees of county governments, water companies, and other associated organizations, among others. As we celebrate our 60th anniversary, we wish to thank all our partners for walking with us every step of the journey in securing retirement benefits. We provide retirement savings solutions for everyone. Our products include statutory deductions, additional voluntary contributions, gratuity management, LAP Fund Amal, Sharia-compliant product, Imarisha, and Diaspora Retirement Savings Plan. For more information, visit our website at www.lapfund.or.ke. LAP Fund. Work, save, retire.
It's a full house this season when the family comes together.
To reconnect.
One thing we do, we watch GoTV. We love it.
E is everyone's favorite place this festive season.
Usimiss out. Get GoTV decoder kwa shilingi 1999.
GoTV. Love it.
Man, you got to have game. When it's all sweat, pressure, and anxiety, yet that's just halftime. Stay cool and in the game with Imperial Leather for Men range. Wear luxury. A little luxury goes a long way.
Garden of Joy by Optivan is a gated community that's only 7 minutes from Koma Town, Kangundo Road. It comes with a beautiful gate, chain link fence, internal Maram roads, solar streetlights, a borehole, and an elevated tank for steady water supply. What's more, title deeds are ready. Get your value-added plot today by cash or through our installment plan. Call us today on 0790 300 300.
Optivan Limited, the pacesetters in real estate.
Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory you can open an account and lipa pole pole at your convenience? Did you know at Ruiru Mabati Factory you can get customized sizes according to your roof plan to avoid wastage? Did you know Ruiru Mabati Factory offers free delivery countrywide within 72 hours?
To order, call us now on 0111 050 700. Ruiru Mabati Factory, mali safi kwa bei poa.
Our products range from bags, folders, wallets, menus, desk sets, travel bags, laptop bags, and many more. At Leather Masters, we have an excellent turnaround time and deliver products according to agreed specification and time frame.
Union Pay cards are widely accepted at POS and ATM nationwide. Union Pay cards can also be widely used for e-commerce payments. These and many more local and international merchants accept Union Pay. Hey Kenya, it's time to earn while you spend with your Union Pay card. Yes, you get 10% back on every purchase, rewarding you as you swipe. Union Pay, your way.
I adore you with all my heart, but I simply can't love you like you deserve to be loved, so it's over. A relationship with Geronimo is impossible. First, because he is a friend of Matias, and then he is Roberta's suitor, you know that.
Don't you realize I cannot possibly love the woman who caused my brother's death?
What's this?
Careful with the stitches.
Good afternoon.
Istiqbal is now in Kenya. We are the voice for quality, colorful, innovative, and functional home furniture with presence in 92 countries worldwide. Celebrate our end-year sale of 50% off.
Well, thank you for staying with us now. A revolt is building up within the Methodist churches in Kenya, with the Nairobi region announcing that it will break away from the church's administration following disagreements with presiding Bishop Joseph Ntumbura. Well, Bishop Ntumbura faces a number of accusations of improper conduct and running down the church as Nairobi becomes just the third region to break away from the mainstream church.
Send this message to every...
From wrangles over leadership and money to outright revolt pitting leaders against each other, the Methodist Church has had its fair share of theological drama. And with brothers no longer breaking bread together, the church is now very near its breaking point.
The main purpose of this event is the declaration of internal autonomy of the Methodist Church within the Nairobi region. Internal autonomy means that the Nairobi churches are breaking away from the administration of the Methodist Church in Kenya, head office, but remaining part of the MCK Connectional Church.
This splinter group is taking issues with the Methodist Church presiding Bishop Joseph Ntumbura, accusing him of a number of sins. They want him to step aside.
Mr. Joseph Ntumbura is currently facing over 46 court cases in various courts, signaling a near crumbling administration under the weight of incompetence and a lack of wisdom, subjecting the church to great embarrassment.
Bishop Ntumbura, who has fought his battle in the church and in court, is accused of arbitrarily sacking over 80 Kenya Methodist University staff and over 100 church institution workers. He's also accused of crippling the university financially and appointing his wife as the chief operations officer.
We are dealing with a fraudster, con artist, imposter, an impersonator, pretending to be a man of God.
The Nairobi region is now the third to have split from the mainstream church,
so that he can serve in fear.
Bishop Paul Matumbi has been appointed the region's new leader. The Coast region split from the mainstream church last year.
We have got 105 churches, so this is great. Number two is that we have got powerful leadership.
The wrangles not only now threaten to crush the cohesion within the church, but also threatens the massive investments the church has made over the years, and which include the Kenya Methodist University, the Methodist Guest House, Mau Methodist Hospitals, among others. Helen Aura, NTV.
Good evening and welcome to NTV Sport. Now, the national men's basketball team need just one win to qualify for the 2021 FIBA Afro-Basket Championship, which will be held in Rwanda. Kenya Morans are in Group B with Senegal, Angola and Mozambique. Morans registered a very crucial 79-62 win against Mozambique in their final pool game, which increased their chances of getting an Afro-Basket ticket for the first time in 27 years. Kenya lost to Senegal and Angola, but can redeem themselves come February. Only the top 3 teams in each group will qualify for the FIBA Afro-Basket Championship. The Morans jetted back home from Rwanda today.
This time round tuko na a good chance considering that we won one in the first window, so like I said, now ni ku prepare too for the second window, so we have a pretty good chance ku qualify.
Mwanzo ilikuwa ngumu, manake tulianza game na half squad, hatukuwa full squad kwa sababu Griffin alikuwa nyuma, pia Wamukota hakuwa, so challenges zilikuwa mob na tuliingia kwa game hivyo hivyo. Senegal being ranked at the 3rd team in Africa, we really tried to do our best, and Angola being they are ranked 5th, we did our best, but we still have one foot in
we need to get back to practice as soon as possible, because our next championship is February, and there's no time, you see, because there's December, then January, then things start moving fast.
Tumebidi kuihost hiyo tournament sisi na Mozambique, lakini vile tunaona FIBA wanaweza kutubalia to host hiyo tournament hapa in February.
Sheria za COVID, they are very strict, so we'll work with our government to convince the FIBA Africa Federation that we are ready.
We wish the Morans all the best as they go back to the drawing board. Now, Kariobangi Sharks, I beg your pardon, kicked off the 2020-21 Betking Premier League on a winning note, beating Wazito FC 4-0. Daniel opened scoring against Francis Kimanzi's charges on the 34th minute. William Uluya's team added 3 more goals in the second half, which Erica Paito scored in the 62nd and 78th minute before Julius Masaba added a 4th late on. In another late kickoff, Western Stima and Nzoia Sugar played out a barren draw at the Moi Stadium in Kisumu. In the early kickoffs at Kasarani, KCB beat Posta Rangers 3-0. Derek Otanga, Henry Onyango and Enoch Agwanda scored for the Bankers. Elsewhere, Muki Kimani and Oliver Maloba scored as Nairobi City Stars beat Nzoia Sugar 2-0 in Narok. Gor Mahia's acting coach in the CAF Champions League, that is Sami Pamzo Molo, believes that Kogalo will qualify for the elusive group stage. Gor Mahia, who suffered a 2-1 defeat to APR of Rwanda in the first leg of the preliminary round at the Nyamirambo Stadium in Kigali on Saturday, needs to win the second leg this weekend here in Nairobi. Sefu Nyonzima gave APR the lead before Captain Kenneth Muguna leveled for Kogalo from a well-taken free kick. Andrew Juma scored an own goal to give APR the home win. Gor Mahia returned from Rwanda early today.
No, kwanza naweza sema vijana walicheza vizuri sana na walifuata vile tulikuwa tumepanga, na kivyangu naweza sema 2-1 si mbaya, manake cha muhimu ni tulijaribu tukafunga hiyo bao moja pekee, hiyo bao moja away goal. So itakuwa inatusaidia sana kama tukiangalia maybe away goal na home goals, itakuwa inatusaidia sana. Manake tuna need 2 bao moja na ikiwezekana 2 then tutakuwa mbele.
Ilikuwa mzuri, wa vijana walicheza sana, isipokuwa hitches hapa na pale, lakini najua hii return leg tukicheza venye tunastahili kucheza tutashinda hiyo APR.
I can tell you what, Coach Pamzo, who coaches Posta Rangers, made it in time to see his team lose 3-0 to KCB in the Kenyan Premier League. Let's go to some golfing action where Isaac Matubia emerged the overall winner of the Captain's Prize at Muthaiga Golf Club after 3 days of action. Matubia scored 33 as Kurambati took second place on 34. Alan Wairi was third, followed by Jatinda Chwala in fourth and Ronald Meru in fifth. Susan Mwangi emerged with the Lady Prize on 39 points as Petty Kigwe took second, followed by Eunice Mwangi in third. Emmanuel Njugu was junior winner. Sylvester Undiek took the Pigamingi Prize.
It went smoothly, flawlessly. I must say my team on the ground have done a fantastic job of holding this course up together. It looks amazing.
We, being even the bankers of the club, we said we must support and not just looking at the club, but also, you know, the fellow golfers who, you know, have not been having these kind of games.
Now, Frieza Anyango dreams of representing the country on the global stage one day and hopefully winning many medals. Anyango is only 20 years old and could not have found a better coach than Elizabeth Andiego, who represented Kenya at the London Olympics back in 2012.
Naipenda sana. Now that niko na Olympia, I train at trainer Liz, na ni Olympian, anipatia moral, naiona na feel, naona tu nikantaweza. Cause na mimi mwenyewe najiaminia tu I can do it.
All right, Watson Karuma there with the sporting action. Thanks, Watson. Well, That brings us to the end of our bulletin this hour. Remember, our discussion continues online. I see a lot of feedback. We'll be engaging the rest of you on social media, so continue talking to us, and your comments as well are quite acknowledged. And my name is Zeynab Ismail. Our sign language interpreter this evening was David Agondoa. Have yourself a lovely night. Stay safe and enjoy the rest of your viewing.
This is NTV.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
LAP Fund is a defined contribution retirement benefit scheme catering for employees of county governments, water companies, and other associated organizations, among others. As we celebrate our 60th anniversary, we wish to thank all our partners for walking with us every step of the journey in securing retirement benefits. We provide retirement savings solutions for everyone. Our products include statutory deductions, additional voluntary contributions, gratuity management, LAP Fund Amal, Sharia-compliant product, Imarisha, and Diaspora Retirement Savings Plan. For more information, visit our website at www.lapfund.or.ke. LAP Fund. Work, save, retire.
Any form of violence against children is wrong. Report cases of abuse to a trusted adult, children's officers, the police, or call the child helpline 116. Spot it and stop it.
I help women find independence by training them in fish farming. It's tough on my back, joints, and can cause headaches. Panadol Extra relieves multiple types of pain. Panadol Extra, now with new Optizorb technology to fight multiple tough pains with 3 times more pain-relieving medicine in the first 30 minutes when you need it most. Seeing them support themselves makes any pain worth it. If symptoms persist, seek medical advice.
We provide retirement savings solutions for everyone. Our products include statutory deductions, additional voluntary contributions, gratuity management, LAP Fund Amal, Sharia-compliant product, Imarisha, and Diaspora Retirement Savings Plan. For more information, visit our website at www.lapfund.or.ke. LAP Fund. Work, save, retire.